Hello and good day to everyone. Meet Brian Jr. Spanda from Zimbabwe and Mohammed Salah from Pakistan. So we are on group 2 and we're debating affirmatively on the topic saying, should private technological companies be allowed to develop AI models using African genomic data, or should this be limited to academic or public institutions? Ladies and gentlemen, a quick introduction to what we were talking about. So we are really facing a critical issue in Africa which regards the use of genomic data, that is in the development of artificial intelligence models. So when we're looking at the continent, which is Africa, despite it contributing less than 1% of global genomic data, it risks having the most intimate biological information exploited. So looking at the African population, we can see that it possesses the greatest genetic diversity globally, making their data invaluable for creating unbiased precision medicine tools. However, the legacy of extraction and the digital colonialism raises concerns about unrestricted access by foreign technological companies, which lacks the benefit of sharing and AI systems not serving African public health needs. So this analysis explores the balance between private sector involvement and the need of strict African data governance to ensure genomic data is used responsibly and benefits the continent. So the genetic code of Africa, the genetic code of the African population is really valuable as of today, like when we're talking about the world. So it's really super valuable in the world. So now what happens is the private technological companies really want to access this data and use it for precision in medicine, thereby improving the health sector. But there is a concern from the population, which rules this step as digital colonialism, whereby they think maybe these companies are taking Africa's biological assets without giving back. Okay, truth be told, Africa's genetic data is really underrepresented in the global research. I mean, we are talking about less than 3% of the sequence data. So this is leading to a knowledge gap. So this might be an opportunity for Africans to rise. I mean, if the data leaves Africa to create paternate solutions, Africa might end up paying higher prices for those solutions, thereby worsening their health inequalities. So now the question is whether African-led data governance can make public to private partnership work, or if data should be limited to public institutions to protect the Africa's interest. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're discussing about the potential benefits which come with collaboration between African institutions and the private technological companies in the realm of genomic research and precision medicine. On the first argument, we are focusing on the innovation and progress. As the affirmative group, we are saying, yes, these private companies should be allowed access to the African genomic data. I mean, these private companies, they bring to the table advanced AI models, which are significant in computing power and funding resources, which most African academic institutions currently don't have. By collaborating with these technological companies, we can accelerate discoveries in precision medicine. We can also enhance drug development as well as improve genomic prediction models. Moreover, tapping into diverse genomic data from Africa can lead to medical breakthroughs and ultimately improve healthcare outcomes for Africans. So this is a win for the African population. Ladies and gentlemen, public-private partnership in genomic research and precision medicine isn't just beneficial for Africa. They are the game changers. I mean, by fostering collaboration with transparent data sharing agreements and local benefit clauses, we ensure that African communities are not left behind. They gain access to the cutting-edge tools and therapies that can transform health care outcomes. Look at the models like the H3 Africa. They are paving way for balanced innovations and ethics These partnerships boost local research capabilities. They are growing African expertise in genomics and artificial intelligence, and they drive technological transfer. We are talking about accelerating the research that leads to treatment and therapies tailored specifically for African populations. But this is not just about innovation, it's about responsibility. Collaborative efforts mean we can establish robust regulatory frameworks that protect African interests and ensure genomic data is handled securely. We are enhancing data protection measures to prevent misuse. In essence, public-private partnership in Africa means we are not just chasing progress, we are shaping it. We are ensuring that Africa benefits from genomic research in a way that's ethical, secure, and tailored to the needs of our people. Let's harness this opportunity for the betterment of Africa in the future. Look at this way. If we exclude private firms from the picture, we are isolating African data from vital global research networks. But then if we are including it, we are ensuring that Africa is represented in the global artificial intelligence, as well as the genomic landscapes. This means Africa data influences how global models learn from diverse population. Think about the impact, how global competitiveness can attract foreign investments, grants, and funding that directly support the growth of Africa's genomic sector. We are talking about boosting innovation capabilities through the cutting-edge technologies and best practices. By facilitating the transfer of these advancements, global integration isn't just beneficial, it's necessary for Africa's genomic research to thrive on the world stage. Let's harness this potential and drive Africa's genomic sector forward. Let's make the private sector involvement in Africa work for everyone. We can actually do this by setting strong rules for data use and talking to local communities. When we respect African values and protect the data, we build trust. And when we share benefits fairly, everyone wins. Rather than banning private sector involvement, my opponents claim that private companies prioritize profit over health, African health, and they're ignoring diseases like malaria and TB. But here's the thing. Private companies bring in funding and expertise that can accelerate research and development of treatments for these very diseases. Partnership can ensure Africans benefit from cutting-edge medicine. Instead of shutting out private investments, let's push for partnership that prioritize African health and drive innovations. They also raised a point about the weak African regulations. Yes, regulations in some African countries need strengthening, but this isn't a reason to block private sector involvement. Instead, let's work on building regulatory capacity in Africa with collaboration between governments, private companies, and local communities. We can create robust framework that protect Africans while encouraging responsible investments. Cooperations can help build expertise and resources for better oversight. They also argued and said data must stay in Africa. Data sovereignty is a valid concern, but look at this. Let's look at the H3 Africa, a success story of African-led research international collaboration. Private companies can partner with African institutions, ensuring data is used responsibly and benefits Africans. Keeping data in Africa doesn't mean shutting our global collaboration. It means ensuring Africa can lead and benefit from their own. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say, private sector involvement in genomic research, which is in Africa, isn't just a zero-sum game. With smart partnership, we can drive health innovations, build local capacity, and ensure Africans benefit from their own genetic data. Let's work together for a future where Africa's potential in genomics is unlocked for the benefit of all. Let's harness the collaboration, empower African researchers, and turn genomic data into health breakthroughs for Africa and the world. I thank you.